Hi, my friends. Welcome to another episode. This is episode 2 of Fridays with Us. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for returning. I have a special guest today who has decided to come over and get interviewed by me. Lord help him. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Mitchell.
Hi, Mitchell.
Oh, go down.
And what is your relationship to me?
I guess it's soon to be son-in-law.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Kind of crazy, huh? And how old are you?
I'm 30 years old.
You're 30? Why was I thinking you were younger? You're 30.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel to be 30?
Brother. More responsibilities, more things.
Do you feel old? Did something happen when you hit 30 where you really like impacted you? You were just like, oh crap, I'm 30.
I don't think so.
It was just another birthday.
Well, I got out of the phase where the only time I actually panicked about my age was probably when I turned 25, I think. So
Really? Why?
I was really trying to do a bunch of stuff at that age.
Oh, okay.
But
I remember my panic age was turning 20 because I was like, oh, I'm not going to be a teenager anymore. And I was freaking out about it. It was so silly. I look back on it now. I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. So tell us, where did you grow up?
Here in Washington.
Here in Washington. Yeah.
Evergreen flows through my blood.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I love this state. I was talking in another video how I honestly feel like this has got to be one of the most beautiful states, as beauty wise, scenic wise in America. It's just, it's so beautiful.
You can go from several different climates just by passing the mountains.
Exactly.
So if you want the sun, kind of the sunny weather most of the time around, you go down to Ocean Shores in Vancouver down there.
Yeah.
And if you want hot and dry, you go over the mountains.
Yeah.
And if you want hustle and bustle, just go to Seattle.
Just go to Seattle. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have all of those different, climates, environments, whatever, to be able to visit. And I know you love going to the ocean, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. We've thought about moving out of Washington State just because of taxes and stuff, especially when we retire. But I can't imagine living anywhere else. It's just hard. It's hard to. Has your family always lived here too?
No.
Where are they from?
Well, on my mom's side, actually, I think she's lived here all her life.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad comes from, oh boy, I think he was born in Tennessee, raised in Kentucky, moved to Washington on a whim, and then the rest of his family moved to Utah.
Oh my gosh. From those other states. So they weren't, his family wasn't. I wonder why he moved here. Why did he move here?
It's a funny story. He just felt compelled to come here.
Really?
And sure enough, he got a decent job and met my mom.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's more details to it, but I'll keep it short and just say that he just felt on a whim to come over here.
What was he doing for work at the time? Was it work related maybe, or?
No. He just felt inspired to come over here.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
If I remember too, he moved over here working, I think it was like a rubber plant of some sort, like a rubber factory.
A rubber factory. Yeah.
I forget what it was.
Does he still pull out the southern accent from time to time? Do you ever hear it?
It comes out of me, even.
What?
Yeah.
Does it really?
Just out of the blue, he'll throw out his old Kentucky slang.
I've never been anywhere like, I think the only other two states I've been, well, I've been nowhere in the country really. I would love to visit the South sometime though. Just, I think I have a tendency to pick up on people's accents really easily. So it's like weird. I think I would really start talking like that. I think it would be really easy for me to do that. So you have siblings. How many siblings do you have?
I am one of 4 siblings in total. Or, wait, what did I just say?
Yeah, 1 and 4.
So I have 3 siblings. 3. 'Cause I'm one of 4 in the family, yeah.
Brothers, sisters?
I have a big brother, a younger sister, and a youngest sister. So I share the middle spot in a way.
Oh, okay. Are you close with them?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. My big brother's married. He's moved quite a ways away from the rest of the family, so that kind of, I can feel that, if you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
the distance.
Does he still live in the state or?
He's still in the state. He's just, it's quite a drive away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever an event, a family event happens, I always feel kind of bad for him.
Oh, he doesn't come to a lot because he's so far away.
He's quite a distance away.
Really? Yeah. That sucks. Does he have any kids? You said he's married, but does he have kids? Are you an uncle?
I am an uncle 4 times.
4? He has 4 kids.
Is it 4 kids? 1, 2. Maybe he has 3 kids. All of them boys.
Oh my gosh. Wow. What's it like to be an uncle? You probably don't get to see him that much then.
I don't usually, which it's not that bad considering how chaotic they are.
Yeah.
But they're great. There's obviously, and I say this in a very humble way, there is a bit of jealousy to that he's got a family and kids and stuff like that. And this is me telling the parent of
yeah,
my soon-to-be wife.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, I mean, you're 30. How old's your brother?
Oh boy, he must be 31, 32.
So I can see where that would come from, Mitchell, because you're only a year, 2 years younger than your brother. Mm-hmm. So you're probably really feeling like, oh my gosh. How long has he been married? When did he get married?
Boy.
How old was he?
I think he was maybe 26, 27.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Kelsey sorry guys, I'm moving the camera again. We had Kelsey, I was 27, I think, when I had her. So it's weird that she's 27 to me. It's weird. It's really weird. It's like, wait, you're the same age I was when I had you. Mm-hmm. But I can see that because you're not that far away in age from your brother, and he's married and he has kids. And does he have a house? Do they have a home?
Yeah, they have a house. It's a decent sized home.
Yeah.
Like that's not what I'm uppity about. It's just kind of, I don't fear lagging behind in any way.
Yeah.
It's more of the mutual aspect of it, because a marriage is, you're not marrying yourself, you're marrying another person, and you want that person to be happy. So I think that's what's in the back of my mind
Mm-hmm.
is I want to make sure that she's happy too. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were dating for how long was it?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Okay, because this is crazy. This is so weird. Like, how did you meet Kelsey? How did you meet my daughter?
Oh boy, man, yeah, I should have brought her. She tells it way better, but
This is your side of the story. I'll get her side. We'll compare the two. And you guys can take notes.
We asked these two couples.
Yeah.
questions.
What? Yeah.
I was working at a Target for about a year, and this was when I was stalking in the back room, but I didn't like the hours and I didn't like what I was doing in the back room, so I moved to the front because they suggested, like, hey, we need a new cart attendant. So I said, ooh, that sounds like labor, you know?
That you would like.
That I enjoy much more physical labor, so
Yeah.
I mean, you could question my psychology on that, but
Well, some people do. It keeps your mind busy, and it's like it's almost like the day goes by faster.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I became a cart attendant, and other than doing way more than my pay as a cart attendant there, I had to take out the garbages from the cafe and a Starbucks that was across the entrance. And sure enough, I got really close to the... This is one of our jokes. Is apparently the baristas there really liked me, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm too humble to be talking like that.
No, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
A few of them had crushes on me.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, I just got to talking, and I was having a really bad day, and one of the associates there, she walked up and was like, wow, Mitchell, are you okay? Do you want a hug? And I said, no, I'll be fine. I don't need a hug. So when she walked away, is it okay to say her name?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
when that associate walked away, Kelsey came up and she's like, oh, are you okay? Basically the exact same thing that the other associate asked. But when she asked for a hug from me, I went, yeah, I would like a hug.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to that other associate, but
Mm-hmm. We don't know who that person is, so
yeah. Oh, she's probably
I'm
in a
sure
different country by this
she's
point.
gone. Yeah.
Different planet. But yeah, then we kept on talking to each other. We even got in trouble from
Yeah,
the
I
team
remember
leads.
that. Yeah, I remember that.
We were talking for so long, and you know, it takes me about less than 5 minutes to take the garbage out at Starbucks. But when she was there, I don't know,
Took a little longer.
what's 30 minutes?
Yeah,
You know,
what's 30 minutes?
there's a lot of garbage here. You know? Ooh.
Yeah. Well, you gotta make sure you do your job correctly.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
you know,
I was being
Job standards.
very diligent.
very thorough.
Yeah, like you have to question the people there.
Oh, of course. Of course. Of course. I
don't
mean,
know.
you gotta catch up on your day and so many responsibilities.
I don't know. I thought I saw a wrapper in the ice machine. Gotta check.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you come along and we'll just talk about ice machines?
Yeah.
But no, we just kept on talking. Then one day, we were sitting in her car, I think it was, before she left, and I just asked her, like, can I kiss you? And we did. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. And then, and that, how long ago was that?
Oh, boy.
I'm trying to remember how long ago that was.
Well, if we've been dating for around 6 years, so
Jeez.
20. What is that? 20.
2018,
2018.
right?
Yeah. Must have been, yeah.
And then a lot of people don't know this, because why would I talk about this? But you ended up moving into, we have an apartment
Oh, yeah.
over our garage, and you actually moved in to the apartment.
I finally, I mean, there's no, pressure on people moving out of their parents' house. And sometimes the parents insist that they stay, but I really wanted to move out of my parents' house, and you had an offer I could not refuse.
Yeah.
Just, it was people that, it was the best situation for what I was looking for. Just people that I knew, and
Your own separate
my own
space.
separate space.
And then Kelsey was here.
Wasn't too far away from my job that I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked out really good. That was really cool. And now Brendan's living there. It's his turn.
It's a good space.
It is a good space. I really like it. I mean, I think it's perfect for, a bachelor pad, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good bachelor's pad. It would be good for a woman too, but I mean, it's funny they call it a mother-in-law, but yeah, that was really cool. So yeah, 6 years, you said.
Yeah.
2018. Yeah.
This must have been.
Yeah. So I forgot to ask this part in it, but so obviously, I told everybody knows that you guys went camping.
Oh, yeah.
And that they've seen her ring.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of went over the ring situation with the Etsy and everything. But if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Well, it started, oh boy. Yeah, I think you did mention in the other video that I hid the ring away for over a year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was told.
Her reaction to finding that out was pretty great. She could not believe that I had hidden that away in my sock drawer.
That's crazy.
Glad I do my own laundry.
Right.
But yeah, I purchased that ring on Etsy. Just, I thought it was a good deal. It was unique. It was different, and I'm sure you explained to your viewers the importance of an agate to this family. And
absolutely. But maybe some people don't know. So like,
sure.
And because it's important to you guys too. Like, it's not just because I was saying it all ties in. It's so weird because everything ties in together. But yeah, explain. I mean, you guys used to go and
we go camping out on the beach, and the beach is famous for you said the correct name, but I know them as agates.
It's chalcedony, but yeah, that's just technical. It's agates. But when you say agates, I think people are just like, agates, what's the big deal? They're just agates. But it's chalcedony, which is different.
It's
so
a rock.
It's just a rock. Yeah.
Says the 20, 30 people that we see daily
in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah, we would always go out there almost every single day and just walk around looking for anything, any size, any color, any style. And you get lucky or unlucky. It was just nice to be out there. It's so funny how serious people take it too. I remember the one time that either I or Kelsey snatched up this huge one that had just washed up on shore, and it was ahead of this woman that was just 90-degree angle the entire time.
Neck. Mm-hmm.
And then she actually had a it's what you use with deep frying. It was like a deep frying scooper.
Oh, like a sieve type of
it was like
filter.
It was like a filtered spoon.
Okay, right.
And she was scooping up rocks with it.
Oh, she was serious. She was really serious.
But no, just going out there and spending that much time with her, and how much fun that she had with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what inspired. Because I went from thinking like, what would be such a unique stone to have on the ring, and I went from meteorite to even petrified wood.
Ooh, meteorite, that'd be cool.
I thought the petrified wood was really cool, but
yeah,
that's when I got to thinking, like, wait a minute, agates. Surely someone makes an agate ring.
Yeah.
And what do you know? Moss agate is pretty popular.
I didn't even know about moss agate. Yeah, our family, ever since I was telling people, if you guys haven't seen the video, the Whip and Chat, in which I'm talking about that, you guys, what I was saying was, ever since the kids were old enough to literally look down at the ground and look for rocks, we've been going to a particular beach to, like twice a year we would go there and hunt for rocks. And it was pretty much Kelsey, Adam, and myself, because Brendan would walk ahead and sit on a log and wait for us to catch up. And as Mitchell knows, Mitchell, how long does it take to walk that spit?
Oof. Depending on
when you're hunting.
Yeah, if you're going around the whole thing, it could take up to an hour and a half, 2 hours more.
Yeah. Easily. Yeah, we would stop and have lunch,
Oh, always.
Yeah. And I remember one time, just random, sorry to throw this in here, but I was just thinking of this. Did she ever tell you about the time that we were walking around and it started pouring down rain?
Oh, yeah.
And we had Nala with us. And it was pouring down rain. And you guys, there's no way to get back quickly. So, like, you're screwed. Like, you're stuck there. And we ended up, it was so weird because there was all of this bamboo on the beach. And I had never seen bamboo on the beach before. And I'm like, that is the best fire starter of all time. Best. And so we built a fire and we all got warm. We were drenched. We all got warm. And Nala was underneath this log, and yeah, we have really good memories. Brendan does not have good memories. He doesn't have the best memories of that because he just wasn't that interested. Towards the end, when we would go camping, he started to get more interested. But yeah, it's, it is what it is. But yeah. So, tell me about your hobbies. You have some hobbies, and actually there's another question in here that's going to tie into it. So we'll just go with both of them because, you have some hobbies.
Yeah, I'll answer that to kind of tie into it too.
Yeah.
For the longest time that I can remember, I've been just a doodler, just drawing. I love hats, more not just like baseball caps, but unique hats, top hats, bowler hats, paperboy hats, helmets even. Which actually that's a good segue into probably what I'm most passionate about is history, military history. Absolutely love military history.
Yes, I've learned so much from you. I have. I've learned a lot.
Without you wanting to.
No, I love that kind of stuff. But inadvertently. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I think this is what you're trying to segue into is the drums. Drumming? Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, I know you like the drums, but just real quick to go back because you did mention the history thing.
Oh, sure.
And then we'll go to the drums, but you brought it up. I want to talk a little bit about Memorial Day and Veterans Day, what you do, why you do it, and then also your travels with that.
Oh man, talking about each march could be an episode on itself.
If you could pick one, so pick one in particular, and just kind of tell people what it is you do, because they don't know what it is that you do. I might have mentioned it, but
well, oh man, long ago in the distant land, back in 2016, I want to say, I had, well, for the longest time, I've always dreamt of owning a World War II U.S. infantry uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And the specifics of that are just the boots, the leggings, the pants, the M41 jacket, for those who know, M41 jacket, and the helmet. And then
I'm gonna real quick as
Yeah.
a woman just say they look really cool. So it looks really, really cool.
I felt pretty cool wearing it.
Yeah.
But that includes too, it's called the webbing. And the webbing is just all the belts and the carriers and the bandoliers and stuff, straps and stuff like that. That's what kind of completes the look, honestly.
Yeah, and don't you have like a is it a canteen or am I
Oh,
wrong?
Canteens.
Okay, yeah.
Just because I'm smart, I carry my snacks and my extra water bottle and my musit bag, or musset bag, however you would pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an expert at this. I know how to pronounce it. I'm still to this day have no idea how to pronounce it.
You know what? It's okay. It's like there's so many words that I still to this day I can't even pronounce. So.
But I'll keep it short. But the day that it arrived, I just put it on and I felt so cool that I had to show it off. So I walked outside and I looked at my family's home American flag and like, wow, I gotta take that. So I walked down the street with the American flag in full uniform, not even a mile, like probably maybe like 2 football fields length. That's as far as I went, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But then I became inspired by like that I could do something with this. So it was November 11th, Veterans Day.
Mm-hmm. Which is coming up.
Oh yeah, man.
I have a painting under here. I'll show you when we're done. For Veterans Day, I'm doing a specific painting. I'll show it to you when we're done with the interview.
Yeah, I'm still fascinated how many of these things actually go into a diamond painting.
Oh, isn't it crazy? No.
And I look at the completed ones and then I see the one in work.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, what? Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
No, yeah.
So it inspired you.
So there is a veterans memorial.
Mm-hmm.
It was the nearest one that I could find to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided I'm going to put my uniform on and just march to that memorial and then come back. Well, I went online and mapped out a route, and it ended up being, I think in a round trip was like 16 miles.
Yeah.
In about, I want to say around 15 to 20 pounds of equipment and uniform.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll never forget though, when I was just leaving my neighborhood, the sun was just coming up and there was a beautiful pink and blue sky. I'll never forget that detail.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was perfect. It was cold, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
The day when I reached the memorial, it was about what I had planned. So it was around 11 o'clock. And it was just sunny. It was like 70 to 80 degrees outside, or not even 80, like, 60 to 70 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And I was exhausted and tired. And I think the moment that I realized that I wasn't a triathlon athlete was probably about a quarter of the way back home. And then I think I even remember it was my left foot started hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got home, I just opened the door, took off the extra bags. I went pretty much as heavy as I possibly could on that first try, which was, lesson learned. But I just took off the bags, plopped on the living room floor, and just started crying because
I'm
so
so
much
glad to be
pain.
home.
I was so happy to have done it, like I made it home.
Yeah.
But my legs, my back, my feet were just on fire.
And isn't that crazy to think that our boys in uniform were out there marching with those on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they were actually wearing those uniforms and out actually fighting and
Oh, yeah.
and having to wear, basically boots with no arch support, no padding, no,
Oh, I should mention that I was really authentic, so I bought reproduction all leather boots,
Mm-hmm.
and you're supposed to break those in before you use them. Found that out when I got home. Unbroken leather boots.
Yeah, not a good idea.
I believe my toe is longer because of it now.
So did you, when you went to the memorial, was there a service? Did you go there to go to the service?
That's the funny story. I went there, and apparently there was a temporary, because they were working on it, so there was a temporary memorial that I think there was a service for.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there for that. I actually was just down the street from it.
Oh no.
I missed it.
Dang it.
And that happened the entire time that they were working on the memorial, so I missed out on the services. It's the funny stories kind of in rapid fire are, you mentioned that the real life soldiers would walk for twice that, they'd be going on for 30 to 40 miles on foot.
Yeah.
With full equipment. So they had their tent, they had their firearm with them, with ammunition and supplies and more supplies depending on what your job was in the infantry. It's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
I bring that up with your mentioning it because a woman did pull over to get a picture of me, and she even asked me, "Do you want to ride?"
Oh no, she saw how much pain you were in. She's like, "Get in the car."
It was really nice of her. She was being really nice, but I said, just out of, it was the first thing that came to my mind was, if they can do it, so can I. So
yeah, and you're just fascinated by it, and you loved the way the uniforms looked. You loved the way that, and you just kind of became, because it seems to me like you got so far into it because of your travels. I mean, you specifically went.
Oh, with the marches, and being the history buff that I am, I've always dreamt of going to Normandy for the where the D-Day landings took place for the liberation of France and Western Europe. And 2019, I finally had saved enough money, and with the help of my dad, we both went over there and we stayed in Bayeux, which was amazing. And we spent a week there in Normandy, France. And it was, you ask any of us, you ask either of us, I mean, we'll both say it was like one of the most magical moments. I mean, it's cheesy to say it, and especially for the context of what you're looking at,
I don't think it's cheesy at all.
Like the cemeteries and the bunkers and the vehicles that are still there, and there's buildings that still have war damage.
Wow, that's incredible. I didn't know that. Are they memorialized buildings, or are these actual still like working buildings?
They're still working
buildings.
buildings.
That is absolutely amazing. Europe just blows me away because of all of the old architecture. Just really quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but going there, it kind of blows your mind because you really realize how young the United States is, and how, with the rich history that we have, we just don't have the long-term history, and it's you go over there and you see things that just it's if you weren't seeing it yourself, you would just not even understand. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll add to that. You know, when we went to Caen, which is the major city in Normandy, that's exactly what we saw. You know, you can go to the east coast of America,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll find, you know, they still have, you know, old
Mm-hmm.
Revolutionary War, even Pilgrim
Absolutely.
towns are
Yeah.
still up and running. But over there, you know, we walked through Caen, and there's the castle that's still there, and there's even these buildings that are now restaurants and novelty shops.
I have goosebumps.
But then they have like a little plaque there that says this was built in the 14th century.
Right.
It's still standing.
Right. It just blows my mind. It's just it's absolutely incredible. I mean, you know, the only place I've been is Italy and Amsterdam, but what I saw there was just
It's even older.
It's just, yeah, it takes your breath away. I mean, I went to as many cathedrals as I could, museums, and even the museums, some of them were built around, what do you call it? Where they would dig up, so like
excavation.
yeah,
sites.
so the whole museum would be built around this
Yeah.
excavation site, and the actual ground was still, you know, torn up, but there were things around. It just blows my mind. And these were from like Greek times, you know. It's just, yeah, that's so cool that you got so interested in it. And I want to put in here too, because just a disclaimer, obviously you're not doing this to impersonate soldiers. You are not doing this because you're like, I am impersonating a soldier. That was one thing that I was like, because I've told this story before, and I'm like, I was trying to describe how you love the history, you love the uniform, you love all of that, you know. And I think it's pretty obvious too, because you're not wearing like a modern day uniform. You're wearing something from World War II. Yeah. And I just think it's so cool. And I know you get a lot of, did you do that this year? Why can't I remember if you did it this year?
I did do Memorial Day.
Yeah. Okay.
That was probably could have shortened that march.
Wasn't it really hot? Was that this year it was really hot, or the year before?
That was a few years ago that I had a really hot day.
It was like really bad.
Pushing 90.
Because you guys came over later and you were exhausted. You were like, I don't even want to be here right now. I'm so tired. Oh, yeah.
I want to touch on that actually. Cause
go ahead.
You mentioned like stolen valor is what it is.
Right. I think some people would be like, oh, you know, why is he dressing? I'm like, no, that's not what this is about. But go ahead. Yeah, you explain it, because
I have been, you know, people want to stop me and take pictures when I'm on my marches.
Of course.
There was one time when I was doing a trial run. It was just on a short park trail.
Oh, okay, right.
So, you know, private, you know, I didn't want to make much of a fuss. But I was just testing out my new uniform that I had purchased.
Mm-hmm.
And someone stopped me and said, "Oh, so what branch of service are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm not a part of the military." And I'm like, "Oh, you're wearing a uniform." And, you know, on one part of me, it was like, how do you not recognize that this is not a modern uniform?
Exactly.
But that was an interesting thing to see, that not a lot of people know about how far uniforms have changed through the years.
Yeah.
But I bring that up because on one march, I was actually stopped by some people. They took some photos, but then they asked me, "Well, why are you doing this?" And I explained to them, "Well, this is just my own unique way of showing my support to soldiers of past, present, and future."
Right.
It's just something that I'm very passionate about.
Right.
And they said, "Well, that's great, because these two, they were just on a biking trip, or, you know, biking.
A trail.
And he said, "Well, my biking partner and I, we served in Iraq. And he just talked about what he did in Iraq for a short time. And when I told him, like, this is my way of showing support, he went, well, and that's when I stopped. I asked him, like, well, I feel kind of, because I'll never be a soldier. I'll never qualify for it. And I told him,
Right.
it's like, I'll never qualify to be a soldier, but this is just my way of showing support.
Yeah.
And I asked him, like, is this okay? And he said, don't stop doing this.
See,
So,
exactly. Yeah, I always try to clear things up ahead of time when I'm doing videos, because every once in a while you'll get a person saying, well, if he's not in the military, why is he? And there is a story behind it. There is a reason behind it. There is a whole thing behind it. And so, I think it's great that you do that. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I talk about you. I think I talk about you every May and November, honestly. I'm like, oh yeah, he's off on his march, doing his thing. And, yeah, that it's important, it's important to you. And I just think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. Yeah. I think 99% of people who are in the military, or even who aren't in the military, even if they don't support the military necessarily, I think they would think it was cool, that you do that.
And I'm trying to, add some education to it. If people stop me,
Didn't you have pamphlets one time?
I didn't have a pamphlet. I wish I had.
What was it?
Because it's really tough for me to talk to random people.
Yeah.
Other than, my shyness, and
right.
I'm doing, at tops 11 miles on foot. But I actually created these little business cards that I would just give people.
That's right.
Explaining what it was. And that would just answer any questions that they had, basically.
That's right. That was really smart. I thought that was really smart of you to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have another big hobby,
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Do you have another? I wouldn't, actually, I almost feel like it's an insult for me to call it a hobby. I think it started out as a hobby or a passion, and then it kind of went into maybe a job, kind of. So yeah, talk about that. When did you start?
I've been playing the drums I'm so bad at math, since like 2008.
Okay.
So since 2008, I've been playing the drums, and I used to play in a family band, but most of the family just got kind of tired of it, and I couldn't help myself. I loved playing music for people. So years and years, way farther into the future.
So you played in school? Were you in the band?
No, I never took
just
any
at
of the
home.
bands.
Just
No.
at home. Okay.
It was just a spur of the moment. I never found inspiration beforehand to do it. It's actually a really kind of ridiculous story that one Christmas the whole family got some form of musical instrument or equipment. So my mom, she's been a singer, not professionally, but just, she would go to weddings and church and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So she was a singer. I'll say it's vocalist. That's more
okay. All right.
She's a vocalist. And my dad's been playing the guitar since probably he's been a teenager. So he got a brand new guitar. My big brother got a bass guitar. My younger sister got a piano, keyboard. And then my youngest sister, who was too young to play anything, got a tambourine.
Oh, well, yeah.
So if you're seeing where this
joke
is going,
yeah.
Someone needs to...
Who had the cowbell is all I want to know, is who had the cowbell? More cowbell.
Eventually, I did actually get a cowbell. Yeah. I still have it.
You know the whole SNL
Oh, yeah.
skit with the cowbell. Okay.
I have a fever.
I have a fever.
The only prescription is more cowbell.
That's right.
I that was the joke, and that's why I got it.
Okay.
I couldn't help myself. I had to get that cowbell.
You gotta get it.
But years and years later, when the family kind of stopped doing music and I couldn't get rid of the itch, I started looking up, confidentials, or what are they called? The advertisements for
Classifieds.
classifieds.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
I was looking up classifieds online for local bands that needed a drummer, and it's such a weird story. Like, over the course of 2 years, I was looking for bands and got ghosted by 3 of them. Yeah.
Man.
and
Not professional.
And sure enough, after countless times, reaching out to local people, I got messaged by a guy looking for a drummer.
Now, how did he know about you?
The website that I was on acted almost as a social media platform.
Oh, okay.
So, you create a
Were you like advertising yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you had like a video of yourself or something, or a soundbite.
like a profile.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. So I had pictures of me, my experience and stuff like that. So he reached out to me and we did an interview or a tryout, and I'll try and be less humble by saying this, but
You don't have to be less humble.
I was the only one that played the song correctly, basically.
And what else did they like?
Well, what else did they like? Oh, we all share a very similar fashion of hats.
That's right.
That's the joke. Unbeknownst to us, we all have a very similar flavor of
hats.
Hat wear.
It's you call it the paperboy hat, right?
Paperboys.
Paperboy hat.
We all own a form of paperboy, I think it is.
That's
except
cool.
for one, yeah.
And so you got a gig.
Yeah,
Or you got into a band. I'm
got
sorry.
into a band, yeah.
Yeah. And
Out of nowhere.
Can we say the name of the band, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, what's the name of the band?
We're the Greasies.
You're the Greasies, and you guys have social media. Would you like to say your social media so people can go check it out?
It's, if you look up the Greasies, GREEZIES, it should come up. We're a garage rock, psychedelic rock band. We're based out of Tacoma, Washington, but
and you guys play like bars and restaurants,
Yes.
not restaurants.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, because we're trying to reach out. We've I think the farthest we've played is maybe Olympia.
Oh, okay, okay. Hey, that's something.
It's
How often are you doing it now?
we're currently
Kind of on a hiatus.
we're on a bit of a hiatus for new material. Our lead singer and rhythm guitar, Frank, he writes all the songs, so credit goes exactly where it should.
That's
for him.
crazy. So can you read music?
I can't.
That's interesting. That's so interesting. I grew up playing music, and the only way I knew how to play it was by reading music. And my dad played the guitar, and he couldn't read music. And so I remember he bought me a guitar one time, and him and I were playing. And he's like, well, no, just listen to the song. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't pick it up. And so he literally had to buy me a book. It was the Beatles, the White Album.
Nice.
And it was, I kid you not, it was the size of a Bible. And it had all of the music and the lyrics and stuff in it. And I remember we were playing, and his jaw dropped, and he looked over at me, and he's just like, I can't believe that you can read. Like, for you to read music is crazy. But most people can't. Most people listen and they can pick it up. And I do not have that talent. That blows me away that you can do that.
Yeah, Frank puts together a demo with all the instrumentals, and then Topher. Topher is our lead guitar and vocal, and Andy is our bass and vocals, and we just all get together, listen to the demo, and practice it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's funny too, because Topher originally was, when they were a 3-piece, he was the drummer for it. But to kind of expand the sound, to get that garage and psychedelic sound, he became the lead guitarist. So it's just...
Because there's 4 of you.
4 of us in total now. Yeah.
And you have, so you're the drummer, and then you've got a singer and 2 guitar, or a guitar player and a bass player?
Yep.
Okay.
And they're all, even for being a drummer first and a lead guitar second, Topher is just ridiculously talented for multi-musician, you know?
Yeah.
And Andy is, I mean, if Frank wasn't, this is me sparging a bit, but just, I feel inadequate with these guys.
You shouldn't.
They all, I think all of them have past experience, if not with the Greasies, then other bands. Andy has been with multiple punk bands, which is kind of a joke for who he's playing with now, you know. But
yeah, because how would you describe your style?
Oh, easily.
I would happily play part of one of your songs, but I'm scared I'm gonna get like copyrighted by YouTube,
Not
even
from
though
us.
it's your stuff.
Oh, YouTube, yeah.
Because of YouTube would be like, well, you can't take this from, you know, even though you have direct permit, the person sitting next to you. But how would you describe your style?
We are heavily influenced by 1960s and 50s rock. So Dio, the Sonics, Beatles a little bit, but you know, very garage rock. When you think garage rock, you know, Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
13 Floors, or the 13th Floors. That's them. The, what are they called? The COs or something like that. The OCs. I got it backwards.
The OCs.
These are bands that I had never heard of before, but they introduced me to them, and I even told the band like that this is music that I've been searching for all my life.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you guys get paid well?
It's sometimes it depends on the venue. You know, we'll be really excited for a show, and because it's, you know, it's based on ticket sales and
right
at the door sales as well. So sometimes you'll get, you know, I think the most that we've been paid was like $400.
That's pretty
Which is
good.
decent.
Because how long is your set?
Yeah, and it also depends on the set. Sometimes you'll have up to an hour,
Okay.
which is like very generous. But then
And then they're like 10 minutes.
I mean, 15 minutes to 20 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
what? It takes you longer to set up and
It takes us longer to set up.
take down.
We'll be doing setup and sound check longer than our actual set. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What age group would you say your audience is? Typically. Whose face do you see the most out there? I guess it would depend on the venue, now that I'm asking that, because I don't know, maybe not. Because if there's ticket sales, then people are like, oh, no, I totally want to, you know, I'm into this group, I'm into this type of music, so.
We've had this conversation with, the band has had this
Yeah.
conversation a lot, where we feel like we're just in a really niche genre of music,
Mm-hmm.
that it's just kind of whoever shows up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't know what garage, and you know, to toot our own horn, what real garage rock sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these there's a lot of bands that, you know, claim to be garage, but it's, you know, it's recorded very cleanly.
Right.
Everything is not the word I use is raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like garage rock is supposed to sound very raw, very unpolished, and live, like very live.
Yeah.
And when you listen to like the proper garage rock people, you get that feeling, and it sounds so much more interesting, and the flavor of it changes a lot. Yeah, it's very complicated, but yeah, it's really hard to put an age group to it because just, yeah, like you said, you're absolutely right. It depends on the venue and where we're doing it.
When I asked that, I thought about that, and I'm like, well, it kind of depends, because especially if you guys are, selling pre-selling tickets, it's like there's a specific group for that, so you're not necessarily going to just get there and start playing and look out in the audience and there's a bunch of 30-year-olds or there's a bunch of 40-year-olds or
we've played a venue
20-year-olds.
Legitimately, there was a venue and we were super excited to play, and it turned out to be a bit of a nightmare. But it turned out that, no joke, a retirement bus pulled up.
No way.
For the show.
Okay, there you go.
There was a bunch of 70 to 80-year-olds.
Were they rocking out?
They were rocking out.
Nice. That's nice. That's funny.
You never know.
What the heck? They were just like, hey, we're gonna go freaking rock out tonight, man.
Yeah, we've played proper, music venues and dive bars mostly, but it just depends on the day. And
what's the biggest crowd you've ever played for?
It might have been the retirement home.
Hey, take what you can get.
It was a packed house, yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
I mean, I always have fun, no matter the venue, no matter the show. I always have fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun to. I mean, when people ask me, maybe if this might be a question you might ask me, like, what's the most fun part about being in a band?
Yeah.
And playing live shows? It's connecting with the other bands.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, I can see that.
We've gotten shows where people are from California, Detroit. I think we've even played people from Texas,
Wow.
Far. And you feel bad for them because, the crowd isn't a crowd. It's just the other bands, who stuck around.
Right.
And you feel so bad when it's like, wow, these people came from California, to play this dive bar to the other bands and the bartender. So.
Well, I'm sure if you talk to the Rolling Stones or Motley Crue
sure.
or Van Halen, they would all have similar stories of struggling to make it and starving and, because that's all they were doing, of course. They weren't, I mean, obviously you have a job and stuff like that. So I want to get to that really quick because...
Yeah, sorry, we're taking so much time.
No, I love it. I want to take the time. But what do you do for work? What do you do? What's your actual job?
I am...
Title or whatever.
It's called Material Management Specialist.
That is fancy.
I can say where I work.
Okay. Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, I work at Boeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you got some exciting news yesterday.
Oh yeah, we were on strike, and thankfully we're off strike now.
Yay!
Got a lot of gains from it.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you watching this are a part of Boeing too, remember, this is only 4 years. There's another contract coming up.
That's right.
So we can get more gains in that next one.
That's right.
I'm playing the long game. I'm brand new, so I'm here for the long game.
Yeah, you're brand new. You're brand new. So what do you do there? Like, what do you? What does that title mean? Like, what do you do?
There is a whole process to building a plane that I was not even aware of. But basically, what happens is when parts, like individual parts, from, I think the biggest thing that I put away into the warehouse is like hydraulics for doors, or hydraulics even for the wheels, I think even.
How big do you have to use a forklift?
We use forklifts.
Are you forklift certified?
Me, no. But
I like to ask everyone because Brennan and Adam always like to say, I'm forklift certified. So it's
It's something to be proud of.
I guess once you become forklift certified, it's a big deal. Like you
It's
could
a
just
big
pull
deal.
your card out and be like, check me out.
Yeah. We, as far as tools that I use, I just use my, what's it called? Man, it's been so long since.
Well, I was just wondering if the hydraulics were like so heavy, like
Oh, they're heavy.
how do you move them? Like how...
Boeing it's almost a joke at this point. It's a joke of how serious Boeing is with safety.
Yeah.
If you have something that is, they even have like specific weights for it. I think it's like if there's something over 40 pounds or even, if you pick that up on your own, you could get in trouble for it.
Wait, over 40 pounds?
Yeah.
When I was a early childhood educator, I had to pick up at least 50 pounds.
Yeah.
At least 50.
And
that was for bodies. Like actual children.
Yeah.
Wow. They're serious.
Boeing is incredibly serious.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, we're constantly having emails and updates about, checking in with you, making sure that you're not lifting over your safety limit, It's pretty crazy. But what happens is when parts are ordered, they get shipped to the warehouse that you're working in, and then you put it away.
Do you work in one of the main buildings then?
I'm in the main building, yep.
And Mitchell? Is that still the largest indoor building in the world?
It is.
It is.
The Everett facility, largest building.
Yes. I've actually been in there. I remember when my dad worked there and the 747 came out.
Yep.
And the employees got the first dibs with their families. And here came the plane, and they were wheeling it or pulling it out of the building. And they had already painted it on the other side of the freeway and then brought it back over to make this big introduction, you know. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the painting building, is it still on the other side of the freeway? Yep. Okay.
Still there?
Still there. Okay. And they brought it out, and I remember walking up the stairs, and the 747 is a double decker. Yep. So they still have them today. It's just crazy. So yeah, how do you park and are there shuttles? How do you get to where you need to be?
You have kind of a game with parking just because of how the shifts are set up, you know. You just gotta play the game, you know.
How far do you have to walk to get to where you are, though?
I walk from the parking lot, depending on space. Because sometimes I'll just have to go to a different parking lot and walk the rest of the way. But it could be almost half a mile.
Yeah, that's insane. You need to get those steps in. I need to get those steps in, but yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It would be crazy to see how many steps you walk a day.
One of the funniest things that the union told me in orientation was, do not be scant with your shoes,
Oh, yeah.
Buy the best shoes that you can get.
Do they give you an allowance for that?
Yep.
Oh, they do. Good.
Yep.
Good.
I used it.
Good. What'd you buy? I'm curious.
I forgot what they're called, but I'm actually saving.
Are they boots or shoes?
They're like they're light boots.
Okay.
Light boots.
Okay.
I'm actually going to use the new allowance that I think we got with the strike. I think you can do that. I'm going to get a new pair of shoes because mine are getting worn out. Because I've had them.
I'm telling you, Keens are the best.
Yep,
shoes.
I need Keens.
We wear Keens. I know Brendan wears Keens, and then they also have the steel-toed. I don't know if you need steel-toed or not, but they are a little bit more expensive. But if you have the allowance, and we just go to Cabela's.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where we go.
For my job, I think having steel-toed just in case is nice.
Yeah, right.
But the warehouse that I'm working at, it's what you prefer, I think. Most of us wear tennis shoes.
Oh, okay.
Walking shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I love it though.
You would need that.
Yeah.
So I know you're in a band, but if you had to pick your favorite, what would it be? Your favorite music? Absolute favorite music. I know it's so hard to, and if you can only do genre, I'll understand. Because like I hate it when I get asked that question because I'm like, there's so many.
You know what? This is actually something I have to admit to myself because I think that's the joke. I love playing classic rock music and I play in a garage rock psychedelic band, but deep down inside, I think I'm a funk artist.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love playing funk drums.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, if nobody knows like what kind of range that I love playing in, think Commodore's Brick House. I love playing that song.
Okay.
So Commodores, Casey the Sunshine Band.
Oh, stop.
Here I go.
Oh my gosh.
Here I go.
I love.
Deep down inside, I'm just gonna have to admit it to myself. I love 60s, 70s, 80s funk.
Okay, see, that's because it was the best ever. Okay, just period, end of the story.
And there's modern bands too that have good stuff too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, geez, yeah. What's your favorite color?
It is actually what I call gunmetal blue.
Ooh. Ooh.
I had a pair of glasses that was called gunmetal blue. And if you held it up in the sunshine, or if you held it in the dark, it looked gray. But if you held it out in the sunshine, there was just this beautiful dark blue that would come across it.
That'd be a really cool color for a car, which is my next question is if you money is not an option, Mitchell. Money is not an option. What is your dream car?
One of two, but
you can name both.
The first car I fell in love with is, man, I'll be super specific.
Okay, it's okay.
1966 fastback Caspian blue Ford Mustang.
Well, you're speaking my husband's language right now.
The joke of that car is I've only seen one in existence that is exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay, and I bet I know who owns it.
Yeah.
Is it Jay? What's his name? The guy that used to do the comedian, the Tonight Show. Jay. Who owns
Jay
all
Leno?
Yeah. Does he own it? Because I swear
bet
he owns.
does.
He owns everything.
The one that I found was actually for sale.
Oh, you're kidding! How much was it?
For $150,000. Because it was pristine, like less than 50,000 miles on it.
Oh, that's crazy! You know, somebody found that in somebody's garage and was like,
"It's a this is my car that I do not drive."
Oh, absolutely not. Except for I would literally flatbed tow it to a car show. No. I would put it in a trailer. A trailer.
The engine stays off.
Yeah, exactly. No, sorry, I can't turn it on for you to hear it.
But as we talked about before, me becoming a history guy.
Yeah.
The realistic, actually, rather cheap.
Oh, okay.
I would love a 1940s Jeep.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So original. Well, not quite, but really close.
It can be refurbished.
Those are really original.
They are rather cheap. I think for the most expensive one I found for museum quality was like maybe $30,000.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. I mean,
they don't. I mean, I think the max speed on those things, depending on what motor you get, is like 45 to 60. But
because weren't they just made for the military?
Oh yeah,
to just go around the base, basically.
They were the workhorse.
Okay.
Of the military for the longest time, so they would go into water. They'd be snowed in and hot. They went from the desert to the mountains to the
Before Land Rover, right?
Oh yeah.
Before Land Rover. Or I don't know, maybe they've always had those in Australia. What's the kind that they had in... Hasn't Land Rover been around a really long time?
Land Rover
For some
was
reason
for the
I'm
British. I think
yeah, I think they've been around a long
it
time
was like in
too.
the 50s or 60s.
Now I feel bad because I think they... Oh, okay. So yeah, after the Jeep then.
Yeah.
The Jeep's been around since
Long.
World War...
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
It's an old car.
Yeah. No wonder people like them so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're skipping around here.
Sorry.
Okay, I have one more question. We're skipping around. We've passed the 1 hour mark.
I'm so sorry.
No, this is the whole point of it, is to talk. And people love when they're diamond painting to have longer videos so that they don't have to keep switching videos. So it's really nice to find something that's over an hour long. What is your best memory?
Ooh.
Your best memory.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah, and I almost feel like I have to say as an adult or as a child because, you know what I mean? It could be...
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's too tough for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if I could come up with an answer. I'm serious. Like, I don't... I mean, I have specific memories that come to mind, but I don't know if they're my best memory. I remember we were building a bedroom downstairs for Brent. I was pregnant with Brennan, and we were building a bedroom downstairs for him. We were rearranging the whole downstairs. And Kelsey was so little. She was like 2.5, 3. And she was sitting in the sun. So there was nothing in this room, and we had just laid the carpet down, and it was painted. And we had just put a new window in too. And she was sitting on the floor. And I remember the sun was coming through the window and like lighting up her hair from behind. And I remember I was busy doing stuff and I stopped. And because when I saw her, I stopped and I went, I'm going to have to remember this for the rest of my life. Like, this is a memory that I want to, like, etch in my brain for the rest of my life. But, yeah, memories are hard. Memories are hard because, like you said, there's just... Yeah. It's all right. You don't have to have one. Well, is there anything else that you feel like maybe I should have asked that, like, it's a big part of your personality or your character or anything like that where people would want to know and be like, what? Like, that's so cool.
Oh, we could go
something
on
quirky
for
about you.
2 hours talking.
Well, you never know. I have a lot of these interviews coming up, so I might do you again. I'll just have different questions for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for being here today. I so
Thank you.
appreciate it. You drove so far to come over and took your time to do it. I know you're going back to work tomorrow, which is exciting. And yeah, you're off today because of the strike and everything. But all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And any parting words, Mitchell? Any parting words?
Keep up your artistic, thought process, I guess.
There you go. Yeah.
It's always important.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, with that, I want to say goodbye and have a good day. Loves.